Good morning everyone, my name is Lanisri Agustin. I'm from Binus on Learning, and this video is my personal assignment for English Professional course. Today, I want to talk about something almost every organization has had to face since 2020. How do we take care of our people when the office is no longer a single surplus? The COVID-19 pandemic forced companies to rethink their entire approach to workforce development. And even now, years later, many businesses have kept remote or hybrid work as a permanent model. But this shift has brought a hidden cost. Employee engagement, team cohesion, and mental well-being have all become hard to manage. In this presentation, I walk through the core problem, why it matters, and 3 practical solutions HR leaders can put into practice. Flexible work isn't going away. Many companies choose to reduce office space or go fully remote even after restrictions lifted, because employees value the freedom is given them. But the freedom has a trade-off. According to McKinsey Company survey, nearly half of hybrid workers report feeling burned out more often than before the pandemic. Why? Because the small informal moment that used to hold them together, a hallway conversation, a quick check-in at someone's desk, and simply don't happen naturally anymore. Without this moment, isolation creeps in, and isolation is one of the strongest predictors of burnout and disengagement. So, what can HR actually do about this? I propose 3 concrete actions. First, redesign how success is measured. Instead of tracking hours or visibility activity, managers should evaluate people by outcomes. Did your work get done well, on time, and the expected standard? This removes the pressure to look busy online and all day, which is itself a major source of remote work stress. Second, build structure, not just spontaneous and connection. Since the hallway conversation is gone, companies need to intentionally recreate it. Short daily team checks-in that aren't just status update. Occasionally in a personal day reserved purely for collaboration and relationship building rather than solo tasks, and mentorship or buddy pairing for never employee who never got to build relationship in person. Third, treat mental health as a business priority, not a afterthought. This means training managers to recognize early signs of burnout, offering real access to counseling or wellness resources, and importantly, modeling healthy boundaries from the top. If a manager sends email at midnight, employee will feel pressure to reply at midnight too, no matter what the policy say. To make this concrete, imagine a mid-sized company that notices rising turnover among remote employees. Instead of ignoring it, HR introduced quarterly in-person connection days, focused entirely on their activity and open conversation. No meetings, no deliverable, alongside a new rule that managers evaluate performance by project outcomes rather than online status. Within 2 quarters, employee survey scores on belonging and engagement improved noticeably. Showing the email deliverable structural change can meaningfully offset the isolation that remote work creates. Remote and hybrid work is here to stay, and that's not a bad thing, but it does mean organizations have to work harder and more intentionality to protect the human side of work. By redesigning how the performance is measured, building structured connection instead of relying on spontaneous interaction, and treating mental health as a genuine priority, campaign can turn the challenge of hybrid work into the real opportunity to build a healthier, more resilient workplace. That's all from me. Thank you.